I have come across an extremely interesting document from the CDC, and this is how they sell the flu shot. They have a recipe. It's actually called a recipe. They get a big bowl and they fill it with their ingredients. So let's go over what they have. This is increasing awareness and uptake of influenza vaccine. And of course, you have the acting director of media relations, because of course, if you want to sell something, you have to have a director of media relations, even when it comes to the flu shot. People, this is not about your health. All right, let's look. You need to have a good warning. This is in the bowl for the recipe. You got to add the warning in the bowl. Okay, so part one, add the warning. A good communication is a necessary but usually only partially sufficient condition for achieving desired behaviors. Facts, figures, and statistics in and of themselves don't equate to good communication, nor does information equal good communication. All right, so let's see what they consider a warning. So something like this. Question. It strikes 2 million Americans each year, and complications from this kill up to 200,000 people a year. More people than breast cancer, car crashes, and AIDS combined. The good news is, in most cases, this can be prevented. What is it that causes this harm? And does having this information change your behavior? And in this intelligence report, it is a DVT. DVT is the killer they're talking about, that it strikes 2 million Americans each year and kills more people than all they just said. So there we go. That is the first ingredient in our recipe to sell the flu shot. It is a warning, okay? So add the warning to the bowl. What's next? Recipe for fostering public interest in high vaccine demand. So let's add another recipe. You have to foster public interest in high vaccine demand. Influenza's arrival coincide with immunization season when people can take action. So of course, they're not going to promote the influenza shot in the summer. They're going to promote it in the quote unquote season. Dominant strain and or initial cases of disease are associated with severe illness or outcome, occur among people for whom influenza is not generally perceived to cause severe complications like children, healthy adults, healthy seniors, and in cities and communities with significant media outlets like daily newspapers, major TV stations. So what they're saying is the initial cases of disease are going to affect, it's going to have severe illness. There is going to be severe illness or outcomes associated with this. This is the recipe. Remember, they're making a recipe in order for people to jump on the influenza shot cake. I'm just going to call it, it's an influenza cake. If you want to buy the cake, you got to like have the recipe, you got to make it sound good and taste good, and you have to influence people to buy it. And what are you going to say? Well, in this case, they're going to tell you how scary it is, okay? And it occurs among people for whom influenza is not generally perceived to cause serious illness. So right now they're saying everybody needs to get it. The children need to get it. Why? Because they need to protect the teachers. They're the ones that need to protect the teachers from a twindemic. They need to decrease the hospitalizations. The children, the healthy adults and healthy seniors. So they're putting it in the hands of the Massachusetts public, saying that even the healthy people need to get it, because we're going to have a twindemic and it's going to be absolutely devastating. And then they're going to bring in cities and communities with significant media outlets, like the daily newspaper, the TV stations. And hasn't that been the case? Hasn't Governor Baker been in CVS? Don't you see, he did a conference at CVS explaining why you should get the flu shot, and he was really selling the flu shot in CVS. And then they're going in cities and communities with significant media outlets, daily newspapers. If you pick up a daily newspaper, don't you see you get a discount if you go into CVS and you get the flu shot? Major TV stations, how many times has The local networks or the major TV stations been talking about the flu shot, when you should get it, why you should get it, and then people saying that they got it. Okay, so that's the recipe for fostering public interest in high V demand. I'm not going to say the word. All right, let's go. We got to add more. We got to add more to our bowl for fostering public interest in high V demand. More recipe. What else do we need? We need medical experts in the bowl. We need public health authorities in the bowl. All through media. They state the concern and alarm. They turn on the alarm and predict dire outcomes just like they're doing. And they urge the flu shot just exactly like Governor Baker is doing. I think he wrote this, or he's working with the CDC. Do you think? Do you think, right? All right. I don't know. I did see a picture of him with one of the doctors that Trump has. So it all connects. It all connects. All right. So what do? We have more ingredients in our recipe. We got the medical experts. You know, they show up at CVS and they're telling you how important it is to get the flu shot. They're coming on TV. They're telling you how important it is to get the flu shot. Public health authorities, you know, the secretary coming on and telling, they're stating alarm. They're saying, if you don't get your flu shot, there's going to be a twindemic. There's going to be something really bad happen. And that's how they predict the dire outcomes, or they're saying they're predicting dire outcomes. They're urging everyone to get the shot. They need to have significant media interest and attention. And don't you think they've got it by doing what they're doing? Framing of the flu season in terms that motivate behavior. Example given, very severe, more severe than last or past years, or deadly. So what they're saying, it's going to be more severe than last winter because they're going to have the twindemic, the flu with the COVID, right? All right, so now we got a good bowl here. We got a good bowl. We got lots of ingredients in our recipe for fostering public interest and high V demand. Let's go to the next page. Some more. Oh, we need some more. We need more ingredients to add to our bowl. All right, the recipe for fostering public interest in high V demand, number 3 page. Jeepers creepers. There's a lot of ingredients in this bowl for the flu shot cake. All right, so continued reports from health officials and media that influenza is causing severe illness and or affecting lots of people, helping fostering the perception that many people are susceptible to a bad case of influenza. How corrupt does that sound to you? They want you to perceive something in your mind. Fear. It is all fear-based. This is just disgusting, and it should be illegal. And they will continue to give you reports. And haven't you seen the reports yet? Affecting lots of people, causing severe illness. Can't you see just all those words they use in media? Helping fostering the perception that many people are susceptible to a bad case of influenza. Number 6, visible, tangible examples of the seriousness of the illness. Pictures of children, families of those affected coming forward, and people getting vaccinated. The first to motivate, the latter to enforce. So how corrupt and disgusting is this? They're going to use pictures of families suffering and in despair to force you to put fear in your mind, to motivate you to get yourself a medical procedure. So they're coercing you. This should be illegal. This is disgusting. Can't even think of a better word. So those coming forward to get vaccinated, and I'm just going to use that word, the first to motivate. So of course, Governor Baker, he went to CVS and he said he got his flu shot. We actually didn't see it happen, but he said he got it. And so didn't the lieutenant governor. All right, number 7 for our recipe, for our ingredients in our flu shot bowl. Flu shot cake, references to and discussions of pandemic influenza, along with continued reference to the importance of vaccination. This is it's disgusting. The media will continue to do this too. They will continue to push out and discuss the importance, or their so-called importance of to getting the vaccine. Our implications of the recipe. All right, so here we go. A large component of consumer demand for flu is contingent upon things we can't control, like timing, severity, extent, duration of disease, and resulting illness. Fostering demand, particularly among people who don't routinely receive an annual influenza, requires creating concern, anxiety, and worry. Do you hear what they're saying? They're putting more, they want to create concern. They want to create anxiety. They want to create worry in your life. This is just, it is inhuman. And it should be, it is crimes against humanity. It is a perception. They want to put in the public a perception or sense that many people are falling ill. This is what's going to start happening. You mark my words. As soon as they're going to make you believe that the hospitals are going to be overrun if you don't act. A perception or sense that many people are experiencing bad illness. A perception of sense or sense of vulnerability to contracting experience of bad illness. You know, this is an emotional nightmare for people. People who are sensitive and who are subject to falling for something like this. The medical, the health community, it is just, it's so corrupt. I hope that you guys can understand the implications of the CDC and what they're doing. I mean, it's all right in here. It's in black and white. This is what they do. This is how they try to get you to do. They coerce you and try to force you through fear and through making you feel vulnerable and powerless. Additional influenza communication challenges. Recommendations and perceptions regarding influenza vaccines are not universal, and achieving consensus by fiat is difficult. And what they mean by that is fiat is an arbitrary or authoritative command or an order to do something. The mass media doesn't effectively reach the mass, so some people don't watch the mass media. Mixed messages and advice are hard to avoid. Well, hallelujah. Let's keep giving out our messages of truth, because they are admitting right here the mixed messages and advice are hard to avoid. You can't avoid us. We're going to keep coming. Keep doing what you keep doing, people. Keep speaking out. Let's go. All right, influenza immunization recommendations and perceptions. Until recently, influenza recommended primary for 65 and older and people with certain chronic medical conditions, fostering perception that vaccination was for elderly and frail. But now they're recommended for 50 to 64-year-olds and 6 to 23-month-olds, to many implying, A, it's helpful primarily for older people, and B, we have data that supports such precision. Experts are nuanced recommendations, but the public, as well as many healthcare providers, don't similarly nuance their perceptions. Example giving, recommended versus encouraged, 6 to 23 months old versus 2-year-olds. So they're very careful about the words they choose. They're very careful about how they put it out there. And they want to make sure they mess with your mind. If you're easily messed with, and force you and coerce you to do this medical procedure. 3 likely population segments: people who routinely receive an annual influenza vaccination, including those we recommend do so. Primary 65 years and older, primary get the shot in September to November. So that's kind of like a given. Most people 65 years and older, I would say, do that. But people sometimes receive the shot, including those we recommend do so. Interest is often contingent on perceptions of severity of the strain. Likelihood they or someone they know will contract it, their belief they will experience or transmit a severe case. They appear to get it later. So they know that the interest is often contingent on perceptions of severity of the strain. So they're pushing out there. It's going to be severe because they're going to have, you might get COVID and the flu at the same time. Hospitals are going to be overwhelmed. Somebody else might get sick. The kids need to get it to protect the teachers because they might get the other virus. People who choose not to get an influenza, including those we recommend, do so. Inversely related to age among older people, often based on a firmly held beliefs or conviction. So they're worried about those. All right, so let's go. What else we got here? The mass media is less helpful. Most people have 10 or so options when it comes to television viewing. Many have 50 to 100 or more. Hundreds of websites offer medical and health information. This is scaring them, so they don't like this. Daily newspaper readership has been declining, particularly among 18 to 49-year-olds. Yeah, cultural and ethnic diversity is greater than ever. Health literacy is a growing problem. Belief that today you need to expose people to your message 10 to 12 times to achieve attention. So you hear that? You need to expose people to your message 10 to 12 times to achieve attention. Well, geez, I'm learning a lot. I think I'm going to post 10 to 12 times a day to achieve people's attention. So this is what they do. This is what they do. All right, it's corrupt. Let's see what else they got for the corrupt bowl of flu shot cake. The challenge of avoiding mixed messages and advice often arise when expert actions and behaviors don't seem to match or be consistent with policies and recommendations. Like example, healthcare providers not getting an annual shot right here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. So this is great. We need to keep doing it. More health experts, more people in the healthcare system need to speak out about what they're doing and what they're not doing. So if you don't get the shot, speak out about it. Don't be scared. See, we're taking action. They're making this very nervous. It's mixed message and advice. This is great. Often fostered by a desire to improve our ability to provide services, should large numbers of people act upon our advice. Often fostered by a desire to improve our ability to provide service, should large numbers of people act upon our advice. Often recognized primarily in hindsight and in context outside our own area of expertise. All right, so this is something that they put as an example, and it's just disgusting. I can just read this. Wake up, but don't be alarmed. We have a terror warning, but nothing specific, but it's coming soon. But we're not changing the alert cover, but here are the 7 guys who might not be connected with this. So be afraid, but not too afraid. So it's very non-specific, but they use words, and it'd be like me saying something like, well, and then because, and she said, and then I went to, and this happened. So this is how they changed it. Wake up, but don't be alarmed. We have a flu warning, but nothing specific. This year's flu season could be very severe, just like they're saying, just like Governor Baker is saying. But it's impossible to predict. But we know these strains usually cause more severe illness and deaths. But we have a shot that may provide some coverage. See how they say that? That may provide some coverage. It may, they should just say it might not provide some coverage, but people don't read it that way. So be afraid enough to get the shot, but not too afraid. Don't everyone come out at once. And that guy scares me. So even from 2004, you see how they're using this actual cartoon to coerce you into getting a shot. It's really disgusting. Here we go. Some recommendations. Now, mind you, this is from PhDs are using a cartoon to sell a flu shot. I just am speechless sometimes. All right, some recommendations. Adopt more sophisticated approach to shot-related communication. Greater investment in communication research. So it's all about communication. It's not about the health of the people. It's not about the health of the people. I'm going to say it again. It's not about the health of the people. greater investment in communication research, greater appreciation of need for, less nuanced messages, advice, and development, use of portfolio messages and materials, plans that extend beyond news media reliance. We're doing a good job. Keep going. They're scared of us. They had to put this out because we are the mixed messages. We are providing the real data, the real science, and we're standing strong. Recognition that the kind of communication activities and visions, example given, broad scope, high visibility, message frequency, require significant investment. That means money. That means money. So they're not putting money into your health. They're putting money into changing the way you think and changing how you think, and coercion. They're paying people to communicate to you an unnecessary medical procedure. Greater understanding and use of risk communication principles, example given, dilemma sharing, acknowledging, uncertainty, providing coping strategies and advice. It's really, really horrible. Oh, yes. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Safer, healthier people, all from your CDC. Well, guys, I hope you were truly educated with this video. The bottom line is, it's not for your health. It's not for your health. It's not for your health. It's not for the health of the people. It's not for the health of the people. It's not for the greater good. There is no such thing as the greater good. This is a government-run business, and they're trying to force you and coerce you to take a medical procedure so that they can make money. I don't know how to stop this video. Oh boy. There we go. More stop video. All right. User Finney OneDrive documents. Hopefully it's safe in there because I just did that whole thing.